I came in remembering. I never not remembering. Has
So,
always been
but
part of
when
my.
you're like a newborn, day one, you don't have language. You're kind of still really out there. I mean, do you actually
I still,
recollect being a newborn and thinking to yourself, "Hey, here I am, and I'm already awake."
there is some part of me that has impressions that far back, and I think it's that part of me that con- is connected to the all that is. So no, as a baby, I can't say as soon as I popped out of the womb, oh, I remember. But I have an awareness that it has always been present.
Sure.
I don't know anything different.
Yeah.
So,
You know, my friend Harry Alto, I've interviewed 3 times. He says a similar thing. He says around the age of 4, he is his earliest memories, but he there was never a time when he wasn't awake.
yeah,
And, you know, and he was on some meditation course in his early 20s, and everybody was going on about bliss and all this stuff, and he said, What is this? Am I experiencing that?" And he had an experience of losing it for 15 minutes, and then, "Oh my god, is this how people live all the time?" And then he snapped out of it,
yeah,
and, you know, he's been witnessing sleep for 60 years, hasn't lost consciousness all that time,
yeah,
that kinda thing. So sometimes, you know, people come in really, already cooked.
yeah, yeah, I think so. And I think my deal is that everybody's born remembering, but culture takes it away from us. We are taught out of it. We are taught to lose the connection.
I think
Um,
you even said in something I was reviewing that everyone's born enlightened, and that kind of begs the question of what we mean by enlightenment, because by definition, you're not supposed to get born if you're enlightened, you
right.
know?
But enlightenment is it is all there is, and we are within the all that is. And again, it's so hard to use language because I'm using dual language to speak about non-dual stuff. Um, so the way I talk about it is what perspective are we talking from it? Are we talking about it from the God perspective, the all that is perspective? Or are we talking about it from I'm a human being, me, mine, and I am in a separate body? Those conversations are entirely different and they pretty much don't really meet. So, from that, all that is perspective, w- we, and this is where the neo advaitists drive people crazy is everybody's enlightened. That's true. Again, I'm going to say from that God perspective, don't get hung, please, people don't get hung up in the word God.
Right.
From that, all that is perspective, it's true.
Sure.
But it doesn't mean anything here. It's like people asking me, "Well, do you believe in free will and destiny?" It's like, which side are you asking me from? From the God perspective, there's no free will. It's a mathematical equation. It's running. It's there. I could not know your future if there was free will. And then people come back at me at that. Well, you don't know everything. Thank God. Um, but from the human perspective, all we can do is act as though we have free will. It doesn't matter whether we do or we don't. We're going to act as though we do.
No, if you feel
Um,
like you do, then you're obligated to exercise it, you
absolutely,
know, otherwise
absolutely.
it can become a weird thing where you do whatever you want and claim
Yeah.
that it's destiny or something.
Well, then that's another thing. The whole thing about ethics and spirituality, and people say, well, if there's, then why do you do anything that you do? Why aren't you robbing banks or hurting people? And the answer is because I experience reality as them. If
Yeah,
I hurt
very good.
them, I'm hurting myself.
Mhm.
So why would I do that? That's stupid.
Yeah.
So it becomes self-governing, spirituality from the sense of wholeness rather than I'm going to get what I can get and the heck with you. And, I'm,
Yeah.
you. That's not how it works.
This thing you're saying about on some level we're already enlightened. Yeah, on some level there's no universe. I mean, you read the Ashtavakra Gita or the Mandukya Upanishad, they're all talking like that. But, you know, go ahead and test that by stepping in front of a bus or something.
Absolutely.
But
Absolutely. In this space, it doesn't make sense to have that conversation
right.
because we are not living that. We are not consciously living that reality. So somebody could say that's true, great. But how is that applicable here? Which is to your
Yeah.
point, it's not.